Pakistan is facing a perfect storm of economic, political and also terror-related crises. In the latest, a Pakistan Air Force training base located in northern Pakistan's Mianwali district of the Punjab province was reportedly attacked by terrorists. Now, these are in fact the scenes from one of Pakistan's most important and securely guarded Air Force bases. The Mianwali Air Force Base, which is home to combat training units, fighter conversion units and operation conversion units, and this very Air Force Base came under attack on Saturday morning. Now, according to reports, at least about 9 terrorists attacked the airbase, and all of them have now been killed. This is according to the Pakistani military sources. The Pakistani military in a statement has said that the operation has ended and all 9 terrorists have been sent to hell. So let's tell you as to how the incident actually happened. In the early hours of the 4th of November, the terrorists used a ladder to enter into the fenced walls of the airbase. The terrorists were heavily equipped with weapons, and the terror attack damaged multiple planes that were parked inside of the airbase. Now, according to the Pakistani military, 3 non-operational aircraft were damaged by the terrorists, and the Taliban-linked Tehreek-e-Jihad Pakistan, which has been involved in acts of terrorism against security forces, has now claimed responsibility for the attack. Now, this is a newly emerged militant group that is an affiliate of the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, or the TTP. Now, remember, the TTP with links with the Afghan Taliban is a major source of security challenge for the Pakistani state. The little-known TJP has recently carried out multiple high-profile attacks in Pakistan, including killing 12 soldiers at a Pakistani military base in southwestern province of Balochistan in the month of July. And Saturday's attack on the Pakistani air base has come just hours after a major attack that killed at least about 14 soldiers in the Gwadar district. 2 vehicles of security forces moving from Pasni to Ormara in the Gwadar district were ambushed by the terrorists. Now, Pakistan's interior minister has termed the current wave of terror as a conspiracy to make Pakistan a target of uncertainty and instability once again. Now, the minister has in fact vowed that all civil and military institutions will unite to combat terror. Now, to give you a sense of the gravity of the situation in Pakistan, we have some numbers to show you. There have been a total of 422 terror attacks in Pakistan this year, and at least about 1,200 people have been killed in these attacks, out of which 317 are said to be civilians and 439 are members of the security forces. In 2011, Pakistan's naval station, the PNS Mehran, had come under attack, in which about 16 people, including 10 soldiers, had been killed. The attackers were all from Ilyas Kashmir's 313 Brigade of Al-Qaeda. Analysts say that terror groups have in fact become emboldened by the return to power of the Taliban in neighboring Afghanistan in 2021. Pakistan regularly accuses its neighbor of harboring terror groups who plan and also launch attacks from the Afghan soil, a charge that the Taliban in Kabul has denied. Again, it's not only the terrorists. Protests have also erupted across Pakistan on the 9th of May following the arrest of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. His supporters, remember, back then had stormed an army base in the country's Punjab province and had reportedly set a preserved Shenyang F-6 aircraft on fire. The twin-engine fighter jet, designed and manufactured by Shenyang Aircraft Corporation of China, was the first purchase of the Pakistani Air Force from Beijing. All right, now to give us more perspective in terms of what, of course, is happening at this moment in Pakistan, we're being joined by retired Major Yasir Janjwa, who's a defense and a strategic affairs expert, is joining us live from Islamabad at this moment. So thank you very much indeed for taking time out and speaking to us here on WION. Now, this is a very dramatic attack that has taken place on what should be one of the most secure locations in Pakistan. It is an Air Force training base. And about 9 of these terrorists managed to get inside the airbase and also damage several aircrafts of the Pakistani Air Force. How did this happen?
First and foremost, thank you very much. However, let me correct you that the aircraft they claim to have damaged, or the ones that are reportedly being reported as damaged, were non-operational, obsolete aircraft, were just parked there, and they're just parked near the fence, you might say. So the terrorists did not go. If they were able to go inside, they would have definitely caused damage. So that's why you find that they probably climbed up the ladder, and while they were on the wall, they tried to use whatever weapons they had to create, because they did not know these aircraft are of no use. These are
But do you
dummies that
actually
are parked
believe that,
there.
Major? When you say that perhaps they did not know what these aircrafts were, do you actually believe that? Because this is an Army Air Force training base. And you may say that these may have been old, defunct aircrafts, but the fact of the matter is, this is an enormous security breach. The Air Force is the most important part of any fighting force there is. And 9 terrorists managed to actually get inside this Air Force training camp and then went about damaging airplanes. It's just a matter of luck that these aircraft that you now say are old, defunct aircrafts, and therefore they were damaged anyway.
So I am not going to sit here and condone that, yes, this is a security lapse, that they should not even have been able to climb the wall using the ladder. That's what I'm trying to say here. I am not saying that there is no security lapse. Obviously, even if they were defunct aircraft and them to damage, that means they have passed through that security protocol or barrier that shouldn't have been crossed. So there is obviously a reason for soul searching for the armed forces, for those who are in charge of defending that base. However, the terrorists, what I'm trying to say is, the terrorists were not able to go into the inner perimeter. Right. They were able only to cause damage to these defunct aircraft. Had they been able to go inside, then there would have been more damage, and I agree, then there would have been more damage. But the way the layout is, the way the things are, they could not go any further. And they thought, the terrorists, because they did not know, they thought they have actually created a lot of havoc and created damage. Right. They would have been happy. But by then they had been identified, or they had been seen or located, and they were targeted and they were killed.
All right. All right. Now, just my quick follow-up question is, now these terrorists reportedly belong to a new organization that has emerged called the Tehreek-e-Jihad Pakistan. It's very closely associated with the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, which is the Pakistani Taliban wing of the Afghan Taliban. Now, this is a major challenge, is it not, Major, for the Pakistani state? Now, the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan has made it abundantly clear their objective is the destruction of the Pakistani state as it exists, and they're now increasingly relying more and more on the strategic depth that they have in Afghanistan to carry this out.
Right. This is a relatively unknown group which has now claimed responsibility, and it associates itself with Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Now, I would like to bring to your attention the timing of this attack, or the timing of this and the attack on the 14 soldiers that were martyred just a few hours before this happened. So these two attacks have happened simultaneously. The timing is that on the 1st of November, the government of Pakistan says it's going to repatriate all the illegal Afghans, which the reason we say we want to repatriate them is because they say these undocumented Afghans are involved in actions or activities that we are not happy with. And this exactly what you see as the result. They are trying to give us a sort of a message that we are not happy with your decision. So we were prepared, or we knew, the government of Pakistan knew that there was going to be some backlash. Right. And that's why you find there has not been a monumental damage. Well, in terms of the soldiers killed, yes, 14 lives lost is a huge loss in Gwadar, undoubtedly. Here on the PF base, the damage has not been that much.
Major Janjua, we're short of time, but I want you to quickly comment on an important question that I'm sure will be talked about a lot in the days to come. Pakistan wants 1.8 million undocumented Afghans, predominantly Pashtuns, living in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region to, in fact, go back into Afghanistan. But the fact is, this region has got very porous borders. The Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region and the Pashtun region in Afghanistan are very closely ethnically related. For decades, these are people who have lived in Pakistan. They've not known any other nation apart from Pakistan because they had migrated a long time back. But asking all of these documented migrants, predominantly Pashtuns, to now go back, Is Pakistan making the crisis worse for itself?
Now, look, I'll explain this to you. When you talk about porous border, yes, this was right and this is right, but we have plugged that porous border through fencing on the Afghan border. However, and that is where, when you say Taliban providing them the sanctuary, the Taliban Afghanistan, that's what I have to clarify. That the Afghan government continues to say, and this is what their commitment to us and to the international community was when they came into power, that they will not let their soil be used for terrorism against any other countries or neighbors. However, we have been continuously reiterating that they do not have the control over entire Afghanistan, and they are only at best controlling Kabul and areas close to it.
Right.
Now, last year, if you remember, I know you're pushed for time, and I'm going to try to sum it up as quick as possible. The people on the other side of the Pakistani border, on the other side of the fence in Afghanistan, they actually they blasted the wire, the fence, and they broke it off. And it was reported, and people said, "Oh, the Taliban are involved." Well, the Taliban are the local tribesmen who directly do not sometimes follow the orders of the Afghan government in the center. They do things, and that's when they also harbor those people, because as per their culture, they say, we have a guest and we need to take care of the guest. And that's the kind of thing, that's what has been happening.
Absolutely.
It's not the Afghan government, but it's their incapability. And the reason is, you rightly pointed out, the Pashtuns on both sides of Afghan and the Pakistan side, they have friends and families and they have marriages and they have relatives across each side. So what Pakistan government has done, we have opened the legal crossing channels.
Right.
The border crossings, the legal ones from where they can come in and go. However, we have now said that these people, as you said, that this is going to cause a bigger crisis. Well, unfortunately, it's Pakistan which has been facing this for the last 40 years or so.
Right.
So now it's the time for Afghan government to go and take responsibility for their own people and take care of them.
I think you're technically giving us what the Pakistani government in fact says officially on this matter, but this is a crisis that is not going to end anytime soon. Expecting 1.8 million, Pashtun Afghans in fact leave immediately from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It is not going to solve the crisis that Pakistan at this moment stares. But Major Chanjwa, thank you very much indeed for joining us. We're completely out of time. This is a discussion that I'm pretty sure that we'll continue to have for quite a few weeks to come. Thank you very much indeed.
Cheers. Thank you.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.